Welcome back to my channel that has no name right now. I mean, it has a name, but I had a vision and that vision didn't really work. So we're in like a transitional building period, but I don't even think anyone watched the first video that I made on this. So it's fine. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It is absolutely fine. Welcome, my creepy little creepy babies. Totally non-scripted. I think that cherub babies, you know, the little angel babies with the wings, I think they are the creepiest thing because I have a baby, okay? He's 2 weeks old. I don't want that thing having wings because it poops, it pees, it spits up. That was my dog. If it had wings, we would all just be covered in grossness. It'd be like a bird, but like a bird without a conscience. Yeah. Today we are going to be discussing Am I the Axolotl from the We're going to be discussing Am I the Axolotl, which is code for another word that I'm not comfortable saying on the internet. I wish I had the confidence to say a swear on the internet, but I just can't do it because what if I want a real job someday? And someone is like, wow, I heard you say a swear on the internet. I can't hire you. And my mom might find out. And if my mom found out, she'd be really mad at me. And I just can't handle that kind of pressure, even though I'm 30 years old. Okay, I'm 25. Totally 25. I can lie on the internet. I just can't swear. Anyway, we will be turning to the Reddit thread AITAH because we all know axolotls are total jerks. They are constantly judging everybody. A legit situation that happened to me involving axolotls once, which it doesn't really prove my point, but it's funny. I was at a work event back when I had a real job, and I got like ditched by my husband, and my boss's husband got ditched by his wife, who is my boss. And so we're awkwardly standing there, and I don't know how to socialize. I don't know how to people. And so I look at this man, and he's like, he kind of smiles at me. It's real awkward. And I go, so what do you think about axolotls? I just said that. And, you know, then also axolotls start with A, so it's a great replacement word. But look at this guy. He's judging you. He's judging everything you're doing. So am I the axolotl? Totes works, okay? Totally. Okay, so we are gonna go straight to Reddit. I've never read any of these before, so these reactions are totally genuine and blind, and things are genuinely happening in my brain. So everything you're about to see is legit as a reaction. So let's go. Let's do this! I'm excited. Am I the axolotl for telling my husband's dad and dad's wife that I will not change our daughter's name because it hurts the wife's feelings? Okay, all right. I will be the judge. Oh, this one's like kind of long too. That's good. This is good. Okay, are we ready? Are we ready? Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's go. My husband's 29 male parents divorced when he was 2. His dad married again 2 years later. Father-in-law's wife is Sharon. I don't know if you would agree with this, but does Sharon kind of give like Karen vibes, but maybe like a slightly nicer Karen? Like, you know, like might want to speak to the manager, but will do so more politely than a Karen. Sharon and my late mother-in-law, who died when my husband was 8, were on very bad terms. Okay. Sharon said my mother-in-law made her life
HE double hockey sticks.
Wished her dead, laughed when she had suffered 3 back-to-back miscarriages, tried to get CPS to take custody from father-in-law and her, and tried to get her out of the picture for good with CPS. Sharon said the only reason my husband never called her anything other than Sharon, wait, huh? I'm confused. We're going back. Hold on. Sharon said, my mother-in-law, so the natural mother-in-law, made her life HE double hockey sticks, wished her dead, laughed at her when she suffered 3 back-to-back miscarriages. You don't laugh at anyone when they suffer that. That's just not okay. Tried to get CPS to take custody from father-in-law and her, and tried to get her out of the picture for good with CPS. Sharon said that the only reason my father never called her anything other than Sharon had always been, Sharon said the only reason my husband never called her anything other than Sharon and has always seen her as an outsider is because of mother-in-law. Okay. What else would he call her though? I'm kind of confused. Oh, because like, oh, he's talking about husband. Okay. Okay. So what she said, she's saying that her husband, who would be the stepson of Sharon, only ever called her Sharon, not mom. Got it. Okay. Got it. Okay. Father-in-law's own siblings have said this is not accurate and that Sharon and mother-in-law just disliked each other. That, yeah, mother-in-law was dismissive of Sharon's role at times and didn't regard her as equal in parenting, but was nowhere near as bad as Sharon and father-in-law claim. Okay. When my mother-in-law died, my husband's relationship with father-in-law and Sharon deteriorated significantly. He forbid them from attending the funeral for him and said if they tried to come, he would run away until he was placed with other family members. My husband told me about this himself. Father-in-law and Sharon said they feared my husband would start lashing out at them, and Sharon was pregnant by the time, so they gave in. Okay, this is a very wordy story. I'm sorry, I can't read. They say my husband hates them for not being there.
Sorry.
Go away!
Sorry.
They say my husband hates them for not being there. He said them following through and not going is one of the better decisions they made, and he hates that he had to yell and threaten to run away for them to stop insisting. Okay, so okay. By the time we met in college, he was pretty low contact with them. There has been some more in the last couple of years, but barely. I got the whole story from him and how rocky stuff was there, and I knew he never planned to be very close with them. Sharon calls my husband her son. She actually introduced herself to me as his mom and was shocked that I knew she wasn't his mom. I haven't met her or father-in-law too much. I know my husband's extended family far better. He's much closer to them than father-in-law, Sharon, or his half-siblings. I gave birth to our daughter recently, and we named her after mother-in-law. My husband did not invite father-in-law or Sharon to meet our daughter, but they found out via social media about the name we chose, and they reached out to ask him why. Then they approached me in the mall a couple of days ago and asked me to talk to them. They told me that they found out her name and they wanted to know why we would do that to Sharon and how I could be okay with my daughter being used to her feelings. They said I should insist on a different name. Maybe something after Sharon because she's been there all this time. But definitely not a name that hurts her feelings so much. I told them I will not change my child's name because it hurts her feelings and that it isn't even on a list of things to consider for us. I didn't want to hear more, so I left. But we are being inundated with text from them calling me rude and disgusting for dismissing Sharon's feelings. Am I the axolotl? No! Okay, whatever you name your kid, that is your business. Even if you did intend to hurt her feelings, which would be kind of terrible, that's still, it's up to you what you name your kid. There's a lot of weirdness with names out there, and sometimes extended family can try to have a say in it or try to push you towards a certain direction, and that is not okay. Regardless of Sharon and father-in-law's feelings, this is still the boy's mother that he knew, and that's up to him if he wants to name his child after his biological mother. Can you just imagine going to someone and saying,
Please name your child differently because it hurts my feelings.
that's not your business. If you love that child and you want to be in that child's life, you're going to put up with whatever ridiculous name these people give their child. If you want to be in their lives, you're going to make yourself okay with that. Now, I understand you want this role as mother. I understand that's what Sharon wants. I'm not talking to you unless you're, hi Sharon, I don't know. I understand. But you're not going to have that if you push it too much and you don't respect where son-in-law's coming from. You're never going to replace his mom. Even if she was this awful person that you claim she was, that's not the experience that he had. That's still his mom. She's died. She's passed away. That's very different than an awful mom that is in the picture and alive and doing all of these things. She's gone. She can't speak for herself, and he's going to remember what he remembers. So no, I don't think you're the axolotl for not changing your child's name. There's not really any circumstance where it's okay for someone to come to you and ask you to change your child's name, especially if you're not close. And the fact that they were surprised, you knew that this was a stepmother situation, that really shows the lack of understanding of the son's side on the parent's part. Does that make sense? Are my words making sense? They're not understanding his feelings at all. So no, you are not an axolotl in this situation at all. And I would really hope that these parents could take a moment and realize how ridiculous what they're asking is. Like, can you imagine going up to someone and being like, "Oh, I don't like your child's name. Will you please change it to make my life more convenient?" No, okay? There's people that I absolutely hate what they've named their children, but at the end of the day, it's none of my business, okay? You can name your kid Spatula for all I care, and that's none of my business. I can hate it, but I don't get to go to that parent and say, "You really need to change your name." No, absolutely not. Not okay. Next. I want to take a second to see if the comments agree with me, because I know everything. Clearly. The audacity of trying to accuse someone of intentionally trying to hurt their feelings by naming their child after their dead mother. Like, holy spit. You seriously think the world revolves around you? Sharon is a narcissist. Through and through. Imagine having any kind of relationship with your stepchild, but especially a bad one, and then being shocked that their partner, fiance / wife knows that you're not their biological mom. Imagine trying to represent yourself as their biological mom. The audacity. What a bunch of weirdos. I do agree this is a little weird. Now, I can understand really wanting that role in your stepchild's life. But you have to accept that unless it naturally comes, it ain't happening. And it's always crazy to me when families don't understand that husbands and wives talk to each other. You know, what a world that a spouse might tell another spouse about their family life and things that happen. What is this? Okay, moving on to the next. Am I the axolotl? When in doubt, pinky out. Am I the axolotl? Because I canceled a Christmas trip to Disney for my girlfriend's kids. If you know anything about me, I'm all about Disney, so my immediate reaction is yes, but I don't know what the context is. Okay, maybe it will be ex-girlfriend soon. Oh. Ashley and I have been together for 3 years. Her kids are 9 and 12, and I get along with them. They are good kids. I'm not their dad, but they are polite and respectful. Okay? My parents have bought them Christmas and birthday gifts ever since they met. Okay? I had a good year, and I wanted to do something nice for the kids. Ashley and I talked about it, and we're going to take the kids to Disney World over Christmas, okay? First mistake there is you never go over Christmas because it's overcrowded. The problem is that her ex wants to pitch in and come as well with his wife and their kid. I don't really want to go on a holiday trip with this guy and his family. I also talked to Ashley and said I would prefer that it was just us since this was our first big family holiday. She said that her ex really wanted to be there for the kids' first trip to Disney, and we argued and I gave in. Okay, this is a toughie. Because, you know, I see both sides of the point. I understand wanting to be the first, you know, wanting the whole family together for the first time. Like, I'd be jealous if my husband got to go to Disney with the kids first. I get it. But also on the flip side, if I was paying for the trip and I wanted this special time with, like, my little unit that I've now created, I totally see both sides of this. Okay. The plan was told to me. He can't really afford to stay where we were going to stay, so he and Ashley decided that I should change our reservation and stay somewhere cheaper. Okay, that's a problem. Okay, you don't have to stay at the same place. Fine, I don't really care. I wanted to treat the kids to something awesome, but as long as we stay somewhere nice, then I'm happy. We chose a good neighborhood hotel at Disney Springs. It's nice and it still allows for early entrance and has character events and such. Okay. I'm gonna be a little bit honest with you. If you're going to Disney, you don't need to do the Disney hotel. Okay, you don't. I'm sorry, Disney, I love you, but I want to go to, I mean, I'm a Disneyland person. I'm not a Disney World person, but you don't need to do the extra hotel. It's not a big deal because you're gonna be in the park and you get to do all the things in the park. Embassy Suites is where it's at in Anaheim. Go to Disneyland. Anyway, it turns out what was supposed to happen was I cancel our reservations for the Grand Floridian, and use the money to pay for the extra suite at the other hotel. Their idea of him pitching in was paying for flights for his wife and kid. That's not pitching in, that's just paying for yourself, kind of. I said, Dak, no. Ashley said that the kids really want their dad there, and I said he was welcome to take them. She said I was being cheap since I could afford to do this. I can, but that's not the point. I don't want to do this. I can afford to do a lot of things, but I only do them if I want to. Okay. And we had a big fight, and No gave her the tickets for her and the kids to go, and I canceled the flights and hotel. Now she is mad because she went through all of the trouble and the expense of getting the kids passports and luggage and stuff. Why do they need passports? Where are you guys from? Maybe they're not from the United States. Okay. I told her to tell me what the cost was and I will reimburse her. Her ex called me today and said that I was being a tick and hurting the kids. I said it probably hurt them more that he had a kid with another woman and left their mom to go be with her. I don't think I'm in the wrong here, but maybe an outside opinion would help. Thanks. P.S. Her ex is a manipulative piece of stationery, and he still tries to control her, and I'm sick of it. That is indeed a lot to unpack there. Okay, let's talk about this. Okay, number one, I absolutely see where the poster is coming from because it is not his place to pay for the ex to do anything. That's not appropriate. Now, if there was like a good co-parenting situation, I'm not against the whole family going together. And I do understand the biological father's perspective of wanting to be there when the kids go to Disney the first time. However, you do have to realize that when such things as separations happen, you are forfeiting some of those firsts. You can't do all of those first with your kids, unfortunately. I think it's absolutely ludicrous to ask the poster to completely change a whole trip for someone else coming along. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's appropriate. I think that's absolutely wrong on the wife's end. Also, why do you want your ex there? And his wife, like, I know people can be cordial, but like, you know, I have an ex-boyfriend from high school, okay? I do. You know, I've been married for a really long time, but I have an ex-boyfriend from high school, okay? All right. I wouldn't want him anywhere near my Disney trip, okay? And even if we had a child together, which thank God that was not even possible, okay, I still wouldn't want to bond with him at Disney. It'd be weird. It'd be weird to have him there. He told my current husband I was crazy, which I'm currently screaming, so maybe that's a fair observation, but I'm still married to my current husband and he loves me the way that I am. So anyway, beyond that, I wouldn't want to be with any ex-boyfriend at Disneyland. I want to be with my current boyfriend at Disney, okay? It's a romantic place. Which I feel like some of these people are like, oh, it's for the kids, but it's also for the adults, okay? I had my honeymoon at Disney. I've had every vacation at Disney. Do I have a problem? Yes, I probably do. Anyway, I think it's really unreasonable what your ex-wife is asked, or what your girlfriend is asking, what her ex-husband is asking. You know, would I do the big fancy Disney hotel? No, I would do Embassy Suites because I know what I'm doing. But if that's your plan, you shouldn't have to change that for another person stowing away on your trip. And pitching in, mind you, is not paying for yourself. Pitching in is, oh, let me put some money towards a shared room. Let me pay for the food. Let me pay for some of your flights. Like, let me do this to help everybody go. It's not just, oh, I'm making it possible for me to go. No, you're making it possible for the collective to go. That is what pitching in means. Anyway, no, I don't think you're the axolotl. And I really hope that your girlfriend can work through this needing to have her ex there, because that's weird, in my opinion, okay? Don't judge me. I know some co-parenting situations allow for things like that to happen. It doesn't sound like this is working or is a good idea, though. So no, you are not the axolotl. And I hate that the kids have to suffer for it, but if dad really wants them to be there, he'll get them there. And that is my 2 cents. I hope the kids get to experience Disney, but just take them to Disneyland. Just like, you know, just take them. Don't even take the girlfriend. Is that weird? I don't know. You've been together for 3 years, so I don't think so. But, you know, anyway, just go to Disneyland. That will solve all your problems. And we're gonna do one more. Am I the axolotl? Yeah. That's inappropriate. No. All right, this is our last. Am I the axolotl? Are you ready? Because I'm ready. Okay. Let's do it. Am I the axolotl for making a big deal about where we eat? I do like food. So I tend to make a big deal about where we eat. One time, before we even get started, there used to be this amazing sushi restaurant where I live, and it had a whole vegetarian menu. Like, not just a tiny section, you know, usually there's like a tiny section, but it had like a whole separate menu for vegetarians, and vegetarian sushi is so good. You don't need fish, it's just delicious on its own. Anyway, so we go to this restaurant, I'm so excited, but they sold the restaurant and the new owners got rid of the menu, which you don't even need to get rid of the menu because you already have vegetables. vegetables. So like, you don't need, sushi's really easy to make vegetarian, okay? And let me tell you, okay, listen here. If you are pregnant and you really, really have a hankering for sushi, the tempura veggie will do it for you, okay? Just go ahead and get it. It'll be fine. And you're allowed to have that. It's not bad for you because it's not the raw fish or the whatevers, okay? Just have your sushi. Just get vegetarian or get the cooked kind. Back to this, okay? Are we the axolotl? Let's find out. I, 27 female, became lactose intolerant in 2020. My family is aware of this. My mom, 45 female, continued to hold family dinners at local pizza places. Eventually, after sitting and picking at my food through various dinners, as all I would be able to eat was salad and breadsticks, I asked her to consider my situation and plan dinners elsewhere. She would even go as far as making lasagna when we went home for the dinner, stating, "Oh, sorry, I forgot," when I would show up with my own food. Now she's planning a dinner to meet her new boyfriend. Mom got a new boyfriend. Oh, Mom. I'm excited for Mom. I want to know Mom's details. I don't care about your lactose intolerance. I want to know about Mom's boyfriend. Give me the tea. Once again, she has chosen a pizza place, saying he doesn't have it where he lives. My sisters, 23 female and 20 female, say I'm being dramatic because the place offers a couple pasta and sandwich options. I reiterate, it's not about the fact that there's a couple options there. It's about the fact that I've politely asked not to have dinners at places like this and instead go somewhere else where everyone has options. I said it was like being a vegetarian going to a steakhouse for dinner, and say, well, they have pasta and salad. Am I the axolotl for being upset over the restaurant they picked for dinner? It's not like there aren't any other times he visits her when they could go. Edit! Since people keep pointing out that I can just eat a sandwich there, I would like to add that in order to attend this dinner, I am driving a total of 3 hours since I live an hour and a half away. I'm paying for my own meal, driving 3 hours to pay for a $10 turkey sub or spaghetti that I could easily have at home. And gas prices where I live aren't cheap. I'm also unemployed, so I'm on a budget, and I just got hired, and I have yet to start my new job. Okay, let's unpack this. So I am a vegetarian of 13 years, I think, around there, okay? And I've dealt with these kinds of problems where I'm put in a position where there's no food for me, and I felt both ways about it. She said it's like being a vegetarian at a steakhouse and being told there's pasta. There is pasta and it's fine, okay? It's not worth causing a ruckus. It really isn't. I'm usually just happy as a vegetarian when there are options that I can have most of the time. Sometimes the vegetarian options are even better. That turkey sub might be better than the pizza. Now, I can understand being frustrated people aren't considering you. Because that's happened to me before too. I remember once I was like super pressured to go to a party, like not like a party, not like a party, but like a, you know, like a get together kind of event, like a birthday party sort of a deal. I was super pressured to go. I didn't want to, I was not in the mood, but I went. And I get there, there's nothing I can have. There's cornbread, okay? So, and I felt a little frustrated, but it was because I felt pressured to go. And then like after being so pressured, like I wasn't considered. But on a regular day when I'm just gradually invited, I'm not upset when it's mostly meat. Like I understand people eat meat, okay? And you're gonna have to understand people eat cheese. Some of us are lactose intolerant and we still eat the cheese. I am not one of those people, but I know those people, okay? Are you not able to like do like Lactaid? Does that not work for you? I'm just curious. Like, can you try Lactaid? Sometimes there's easy resolutions to this thing. So looking at your attitude at the end, it seems like you're just kind of upset about life right now. And I hate to say it, but I think you are indeed being the axolotl because, you know, this is family dinner. There's more than just you to consider. And it sounds like there are options. There may not be as many as you would like there to be. But it does sound like there are options for you. Are there not vegan cheese option pizzas? Because, you know, vegan cheese is not always the best. Depends on what kind you get. But, you know, maybe you could look into like, or why don't you suggest a restaurant? Why don't you look into a restaurant that is in that 3 hour away range that you want to go to and say, hey, would it be cool if we had dinner here? Because it sounds like you're just expecting mom to do all the work, and it's really hard when you're not of a certain diet to completely consider it. Like, you know, I'm not gluten-free, right? it's really hard for me to know when to go gluten-free and when not to, when someone's gonna be there. My aunt has celiac and I forget all the time, but she doesn't get mad at me. She just loves me and she brings her own food sometimes, or we make it work. And sometimes, especially when you have a dietary restriction like that, you're gonna have to make it work. So yes, I'm sorry. I think you are being an axolotl in this situation. It's really first worldy to get upset about a restaurant. Just FYI, don't be mad at me. I'm sorry. I'm sure you're a really nice person. You just seem like you're in a really grumpy place in life, and I'm sorry you're unemployed, and I'm sorry gas prices aren't very great. Gas prices aren't very great where I live either, okay? But I'm happy to go out to eat when I can. Okay. Okay, so, well, those were some interesting Am I the Axolotl stories. They really were. I enjoyed thoroughly listening to the piping hot death tea. It was delicious. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure you subscribe, or else I'm doing this for no one, which is fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. All right, have a wonderful, spooky rest of your day. Goodbye. I probably sound like a psycho clown. Okay, I'm done.